it's an eight-figure deal for a boxing and a MMA fight, more money than he's ever been offered, but he didn't take it, so the offer's not there anymore. And quite frankly, he's gonna realize like how much he needs me. I'm on a path to world champion, so if he wants to do it and he's serious about it, then he has to be realistic around the financial side about it.
Is this the best team in boxing?
Without a doubt. I mean, we're looking at 96, 97 Bulls, 08, 09 Patriots. I mean, we're right up there, brother.
Dream team, dream team.
We're right up there, brother. This is history, history in the making. Look at this scenes right now. So look at this. Belt Celsius, the future of boxing. I'm about to kill a rhino in the safari. I mean, it doesn't get any better than this. This might be one of the most memorable fight weeks of my life. So I just am soaking it in.
I know you tipped Javon Ww as a star of the future, but do you think he will be the star, as in not one of the biggest stars in boxing, but the biggest star in boxing?
Yeah, I mean, he has everything it takes, and that's the beauty of it, and that's up to him and bringing it into reality 1000%. But I see it for him, and he has the talent, he has the following already, and he has most valuable promotions. The name speaks for itself, and people around him like Amanda Serrano, and just being surrounded by goats since day one, and being in events like this and as a part of his global debut, it doesn't get any bigger or better than this. And so I see no reason why, with his family, his dad, the people in his life, Nikisa, helping steer the ship, that he can't be the star of boxing.
Sure. And obviously people will know you from acting, Euphoria, and stuff like that. But for those who don't know, you're an elite amateur, massive pedigree. So just talk about sort of your amateur background, how you got into boxing, and to the point now you're turning over.
For sure. So, my parents used to watch boxing on TV, very, very long time ago. I was about 2 years old, and I would watch it with them, punching couch pillows, all of that kind of good stuff, right? And at 4, my dad finally took me to a gym, and I fell in love with it, and I've really been boxing ever since. But I had over 85 amateur fights. I competed at tons and tons of national level tournaments. I fought the best, and I have the experience to be able to do what I need to do in the program. So.
Yeah, sure. And I guess being sort of known outside of boxing is a double-edged sword, right? I mean, Jake will know more than anyone. So when people bring up your acting career and whatnot, how do you take to it? Is it kind of annoying that people aren't quite so familiar with your amateur boxing pedigree, or do you just sort of take it as a positive?
I mean, I don't really see it as a negative thing. It's however people support me, they support me. And I appreciate the support at the end of the day. You know what I mean? So it's like, I mean, of course, I'd like people to know more about my amateur background for sure, but not everybody's going to know about that. But that's what I got to do Saturday night. I got to prove to everybody why I'm in the ring in the first place and show everybody that I'm really about this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because this is the new model of how to become the biggest in the sport, and it's starting from day one. It's having that audience and then backing it up in the ring. You look at some of the biggest modern stars, the youngest ones, it's, me, Ryan Garcia, and that came from branding and marketing themselves. And I believe the biggest fighters of the next generation will have their own content, have their own pages, have their own audience from maybe other places, podcasts, whatever it might be. And this is the new model. And that's why this is so exciting, and is that he already has people and the eyeballs, and now it's just going to compound. And it's almost greater when people, doubt him or don't think he's going to be able to rise to the top of the sport, because that journey and that story is more fun to follow than someone who is just starting out. You don't know their name, but they're 22-0.
Yeah, exactly. So will you still be acting throughout your boxing career, or is it a case of that's on hold while you box?
I wouldn't say this is an end on the acting world at all. I would love to say projects in the future, but the priority right now is boxing, and to accomplish everything that I can accomplish right now in the boxing world. Yeah. So that's the focus for me.
Yeah, this is the first time we've spoke. So I just want to say condolences to your friend. I know he passed away, your co-star as well. Was he quite sort of intrigued in your boxing career, and going forward, will he be someone on your mind as you build through the ranks?
Yeah, he was just a good friend to me. Um, and he was super great guy on set. And I knew him for about 6 years because we got to build that kind of chemistry up on set. And he's definitely gonna have a special place in my heart for forever. So yeah.
Yeah, well said. Amanda, I was listening to the joint interview you and Jake did with the Zone. I thought it was hilarious. You guys have great chemistry. I wish we were going to see more of this, but it was hilarious. You said when you first met Jake, you didn't quite know what to think of him. I mean, obviously Jake explained himself with the fist bump situation, but I mean, pretend Jake's not in the room for a minute. What was your first thoughts of Jake before you got to know him, just through that one meeting you had back then?
No, like I said, I was turned into Jake because of my two nephews at the time. They were 8 or 9, very young, and I used to hear his vlogs going on in the room, or his everyday bro and everyday bro. And I'm like, who is everyday bro? And then I started watching the YouTube videos as well, and then that's how I knew about Jake and Logan. And then when they told me that he was gonna fight, so I tuned in. I was like, oh, that's cool. Okay, let's see how this goes. And then that's how, when I met, that's how the story went.
Is it funny though that you said that sort of? I think you were saying either your nieces or nephews, sort of throughout your boxing career, didn't necessarily have a massive intrigue in it, and then suddenly Jake fights, and after all those years, they're interested in boxing. Was that a funny thing to see? And does it go to show sort of Jake's impact in the sport?
Yeah, 100%. And I always said, it took, I've been in boxing, it's going on 15 years, and it took a young man like Jake Paul from a whole different avenue and entertainment to put a spotlight on me, on a female fighter. I struggled. I still, by the time Jake signed me, I was a 7th division world champion. So I was already an established fighter, but he just shined that light on me. And today I'm like the highest paid female fighter, selling out arenas, followed by many people, and I'm just super honored and proud to be part of MVP, Jake Paul, Nikisa, who really changed my career. And I'm excited.
Yeah, I mean, quite often people say a person changed their life or whatnot, but is this a genuine case of sort of Jake did in many ways change your life?
100%. They changed my life and my career completely, my family's life. So I couldn't be more thankful and grateful to them.
Yeah. And Jake, for yourself, I'm actually kind of seeing quite a bit of positive feedback in the last sort of week or 2 weeks. So with the way you're sort of taking your boxing career, fighting season competition, are you starting to sense that you're starting to get a bit more respect now?
Yeah, I think so. I think people are starting to see the story unfold and get to know the real me behind just the trolling, and being like loudmouth and just like having fun. At the end of the day, I was born to be an entertainer, so that side of me is gonna come out, but there's a different side to me, and that's someone who wants to change the sport forever and make history, and who's a really hard worker and a very talented athlete. And I think people really underestimated since day one just how talented I am as an athlete and how hard I work. And now that's starting to come out, and no matter what people are gonna say, everyone respects hard work. So I think people are really seeing that and how serious I'm taking it, fighting these guys, like you said, and not just doing the big money fights, which I'm gonna do more of those, of course, but I'm seriously on a path to world champion. And I think at first people just thought I was saying that just to get clicks and stuff, but they don't know just how serious I am about that.
You put in the work. The boxing is not.
You mentioned big money fights there, and I mentioned how sort of would take you. There's almost like a new leaf in your career now on your path to world title, but there's a bit of deja vu with the Tommy Fury situation. Seems like we're stuck in a couple of years ago where there's a sort of a thing with money and stuff. Are you able to say just how much is Tommy actually demanding? Because if you've offered him 8 figures, that's an extortionate amount of money. How much is it that he wants for this rematch?
Yeah, it's an 8-figure deal for a boxing and a MMA fight, more money than he's ever been offered, but he didn't take it, so the offer's not there anymore. And quite frankly, he's gonna realize like how much he needs me over the next couple of months when he goes to fight someone again and is getting offered 75K. And the offer is down now, like the offers rescinded first of all, and it's nowhere near that anymore. He had his opportunity and time to take that, but all of his doors that he can open in his career, they all lead to me. I can do whatever I want, fight whoever I want. You're gonna see in the very near future. And I'm on a path to world champion. So if he wants to do it and he's serious about it, then he has to be realistic around the financial side about it. And there's no one better in this game at business than me. And so when I'm telling him these things, he has to listen. Like, look at Better, $1 billion company. Look at all these things. Most Valuable Promotion is literally the best boxing promotion in the game. I don't just what other boxer has a $30 million venture capital fund? So when I say these things to these peons, they need to just start to realize like, oh wait, maybe Jake is right. And it's only getting bigger, and I've just lost patience with them, and that's that.
Sure. On a more positive note, it seems that you are in a much better situation. It's hard to say with your personal life, with your girlfriend, because it seems like having a partner who is also an athlete is a lot more beneficial for you. I guess she understands what it takes to be an elite athlete. How beneficial and how much better has it been in your life that you now have a partner that understands this?
Yeah, no, 100%. It's a game changer, and I can fully focus on what I need to do with the support from her, and she can give me mental advice and coaching and even physical performance advice. And it's just been such a game changer, and she inspires me to be better. And I told her, from day one, like, hey, I want to be like you, like I want to be a world champion. And so she kind of also helps hold me to that standard.